We're going to be live here in just a moment with Bruce Porter from the Resource Center. Tune in for financial tips and advice right after this.
We know many of you want to leave a legacy, but have you ever considered that clarity might be the greatest gift you can leave your loved ones? By creating an estate plan that specifies how you want your assets and situation handled, you can provide exactly that. Whether you're preparing a will, establishing a trust, planning for end-of-life expenses, or offering a living legacy, estate plans show how much you care. Call or click to RSVP today for our monthly workshops.
And thanks for joining us. We are proud to welcome Murney Associates Realtors as a sponsor of Planet 417, K-ROG TV. Of course, that's J.R. Hutchison, Lauren Brook, now our Murney and Associates affiliates here in Rogersville. So we're glad to have them.
Good people. If you got real estate you want to sell, that's who you need to go to.
Yep. You know, people ask me how I get everything done that I get done. And I owe a lot of that to Nourished Wellness. We're going to hit the sponsors today. Nourished, Shauna Kaiser there at Nourished Spa Fitness. She gets me the drips. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, that's your infusion?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it makes a difference.
It absolutely makes a difference.
You know, I had COVID, and I went to a place in Springfield that my doctor recommended, which, you know, that's fine. But it's similar to what you get on a regular basis.
Right.
And you know what? It made a big difference. So, yeah, we got to encourage people. If you know, if you got a little meat, spring allergies have already started, and it's still winter, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's still winter for sure. Especially this weekend, you're going to know it's still winter.
Well, yeah.
That's what's coming.
But, yeah, I mean, those infusions work.
I'll tell you, you know, I'll be feeling fine, and then I'll go in and I'll get a little Myers cocktail, B vitamin infusion, and that day I will get so much done. I just don't feel like stopping.
Right.
It's really cool. It's kind of amazing, actually. It's just like all those things you've been putting off, suddenly you're ready to get them done. And
yeah, the other day you kind of had lead pants on.
It's time for an infusion. That's how you know.
Time for a refuel.
And, of course, you always need to get your quality meats from Valley Mountain. They've got a special every day. Check K-ROG feed, and you'll see the deal of the day.
And you know, let me tell you, my son cooks a lot, and he's always running to the store, grabbing meat in Springfield. Mm-hmm. And I said, hey, Dustin, let's run to Rogersville.
Yeah.
And let's go I want you to look at some meat, and because he's kind of a meat expert.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, he'll make me dinner.
Yeah.
And, you know, like he says, hey, we're going to have ribeyes tonight. I said, okay. So I swing by, and we have a ribeye.
Yeah.
We don't have anything else. So if you want a side, you got to eat the fat.
That reminds me, I owe you some green beans, don't I?
Do you?
Well, you asked me for some green beans, or actually you said I'm out of green beans, is what you told me. So
we'll make some really good green beans.
And as a kid, I never liked green beans.
So anyway, I took Dustin to Valley Mountain, and we got some local beef. Mm-hmm. Holy mackerel!
Yeah, it's different, you know.
Unbelievable difference.
That fresh meat
between what we've been, you know, brainwashed into thinking is real meat.
Yeah. And it's okay, but you know, if it's come from, you know, Argentina, Brazil, on the ship, frozen, whatever,
yeah,
and then finally makes its way here, that's really different than the one that was butchered last week and is now sitting or yesterday is now sitting in the meat case here locally.
Right.
It's a different experience, and you definitely want to try that. Worth the price, because I've told them they don't charge enough for their meat.
And if you want really good coffee, Storytime coffee right here. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, it is good stuff.
Couple of new mugs here, so we are fixed up and ready to go.
That's right, all caffeinated up.
Hey, you know what I want to talk about today, don't you?
There's been a story.
Let's just talk about current events.
SVB.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, everybody's kind of thinking, wow, is this going to affect me? All right, so I want to put a little calm in the crazy,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
So let's dig into some details of this Silicon Valley Bank.
SVB, not SBF. He was last month's story.
Right. 90% of the deposits in the bank were above the FDIC limit.
Yeah,
Now,
that hurts.
Well, not really.
Okay.
So here you've got a bank in the Silicon Valley. 90% of the deposits are above FDIC limit. These are a bunch of players. These are a bunch of multimillionaire hedge funds, startups, venture capitalists. These people are in the know. They're politically connected. Why was Joe Biden so quickly to respond, don't worry, we're going to protect all your deposits? So, and then two more banks went broke right after that because it's like, what the heck? Joe's basically nationalizing the banking system,
Ouch.
right?
Yeah. Well, what confused me about that is you said, and we're not going to spend any taxpayer dollars. Does Joe understand that all he has is taxpayer dollars? It's
Well-
all taxpayer money, unless he's borrowing it from China, which we have to repay with taxpayer dollars.
Right, borrowing it from his brother or Hunter. So anyway, so FDIC limits are $250,000 in insured deposits per account. You can title, you can have an account in your name. Your wife can have an account in her name. There's $250,000 in
Quick
that.
question, if you know, is it per deposit or per depositor?
Depositor.
Okay, so like if I just happen to have two separate accounts, it's aggregate $250,000 limit.
Yeah, can I get back to you on that?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I don't think I've ever been asked that question.
Okay. Yeah, no, please do get back to us. Let us know.
Yeah, I think that would be a really good. I just don't know off the top of my head, and I probably do know the answer when I read it, but I'm a little foggy right now.
No, I understand. No, I just played Stump the Lawyer with you in reverse.
Yeah, you did. He's really good at that too. So $250,000 per account. So now your monies are secure. These our local banks are perfectly good. They're FDIC insured banks. They are very well managed. Don't run on your bank and go grab a bunch of cash. Now, I think you need to keep a little cash in your sock drawer, sure. But I don't think I'd be too worried. The banking system is perfectly good in the United States, very well managed. It's a poster child for the world. They know what they're doing. Now, when you let the government get involved with them and their buddies, and they have, here's our bank, we're going to use, and I mean, I wonder how much of Nancy Pelosi's money's in that bank.
Well, none anymore.
That'd be interesting to know, because possibly that's why he was so quick to react and be the old fart riding in on the shiny donkey.
Well, what we do know is those investors and the people in that bank, they were large DNC donors.
Sure they are.
Yeah.
I mean,
large DNC donors.
And so now if Joe thinks that he's going to nationalize the banking system, I think that's a problem. The federal government cannot shore up every deposit in the banks in the United States. We don't have the money to do that. I don't know how Joe thinks he can do that.
We're $20 trillion in debt, so if not more.
33 or 4 and counting, but
Yeah.
who's counting?
Who's
anymore,
counting?
Right?
I've lost count.
Nobody's paying attention. So for all you Trump haters that are out there, all right, which are few
Yeah.
in my world,
Yeah.
but let's go back and kind of think about the things Trump said would happen if Joe got elected. Has anything not happened that he said would happen?
Pretty well predicted it exactly. Of course, it's not
well
hard to
spot
predict. We all did that with Obama. We said if he gets elected, X, Y, Z is going to happen. It's exactly what happened. Nothing he said would happen. Everything that we said would happen as detractors happened. And it's consistent. It's very consistent.
Yeah, I mean,
The ability to predict what's going to happen when you have Democratic leadership is spot on, 100%.
right.
Easy to do.
I'd rather have mean tweets and get rich than to have this buffoon running our country
How do you really feel?
and have people struggling to buy groceries for their kids and figure out how they're going to live the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
So, I saw a tweet the other day. I don't know if it was from Trump, but it basically said everything that is woke is going broke.
Mm-hmm.
Woke schools fail.
Yep.
Woke churches fail.
Mm-hmm.
Woke businesses fail.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right. Hands
so
down.
When are we going to learn that these men in dresses don't really need to be dictating to us how we need to live our lives? If they want to name the woman of the year, that goofy
is a man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know what they do.
Well, I don't go along with that, so just don't buy. What magazine was that, People?
I don't know. I don't pay attention.
I don't know.
But I'm not buying Hershey's chocolate either. So
what'd they do to you?
Their International Women's Day celebration person was a man, dressed as a woman. And so we now buy Jeremy's chocolates. They have the she-her bar, and they have the he-him bar. One of them has nuts, one doesn't. And if we have to tell you which one, keep buying Hershey's. Jeremy's chocolates.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, from Jeremy's Razors. The guy that made Jeremy's Razors now makes Jeremy's chocolate. There's the she-her bar and the he-him bar, one with nuts, one without. You can guess which is which.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it is. They did a good job.
Well, I guess can't live in a cave. We got to live our life. Got to spread the gospel, and we got to make sure we try to help people along the way. That's what we do at the Resource Center. Mm-hmm. We have workshops coming up again this month.
That's right, yeah. Look forward to everybody coming to those.
Yep, and it's been busy. We've had some cancellations.
Yeah, and, that's tough because I was explaining to somebody today. They said, well, is it really that big a deal when somebody cancels their appointment with you? I'm like, yeah, because that's an hour that I'm never getting back. If you sell toasters, somebody's going to buy a toaster and doesn't buy the toaster, well, you've still got that toaster. You can sell that toaster to somebody else. Well, I can't that appointment that got canceled, it's gone. It's gone forever. I'll never make that money up.
Yeah,
so
that time is
tricky.
Just lost. So it is tricky, and we all experience that from time to time.
Sure.
But, if I would encourage people, when you commit to an appointment, keep an appointment. Mm-hmm. Your dentist expects that.
Any service provider is in that category.
Uh-huh. And I think it needs to be addressed so people realize that we're just, not pretty flippant about it. It when you're busy, it does disrupt the flow.
Absolutely.
And it can affect things. But for the most part, our workshops have been very well received, good information. I know we talk about it till we're blue in the face, but until you experience it, you need to come and check it out.
Well, it's one of those things. It's estate planning that's it's important but not urgent to most folks, and so that means it's something that never gets done, gets put off until many times it's too late. And we've gone to, I think, great lengths, very thoughtfully, very intentionally, to make it as painless, as simple, as affordable, as quick, as fun as it can be. It's a very different experience with what we do than what I think they'll get anywhere else. It's not your traditional estate planning process.
Right.
It's not drudgery. We have a good time. No. The whole time we have a good time.
Well, people learn, I think, when they're having a good time, they learn more. They pay attention more. They're not dozing off during a well,
if you're dozing off in my presentation, you might get hit by shrapnel.
Yeah, that's true. But let's face
might come flying off
legal stuff.